If you are catching me on the replay, because I know that's who's watching it right now, drop me a mermaid below. Let me know you're here, and I'm going to talk to you about my biggest takeaway from GoPro 2018. I just got back from Vegas a couple days ago. Had to like recuperate a little and fighting off a little bit of sickness. So if you don't know who I am Jennifer Sturman. I am the #Glitter CEO. I love all things magical, unicorns, rainbows, glitter, mermaids, you name it. I love it. And I want to talk to you a little bit about what I learned when I was at GoPro, what I learned about myself while I was there, and really maybe give you a little bit of motivation. So if you're ready for that, let me know. Hey, gorgeous. Hello, Lauren. Hey, Tasha. Hey, Brittany. Hello, Sarah. Let me know you're here. Drop me a unicorn below if you're catching me live. Glitter, glitter, glitter. Love the glitter. And today I decided I was going to pull out my signature color and put some red lipstick on. Hey, Amber, because it's just, you know, gives me that, makes me feel good. So I'm trying to fight off sickness. As soon as I got home, I was already feeling it like coming, and I'm like, oh, I can't do that. And last night I woke up coughing, and it was just, I don't want to get sick. And then I had a coughing spat earlier, and I'm like, no. So I have been taking care of myself, lots of vitamins, lots of medication, trying to make sure I can fight this off, because you know that mamas can't get sick, and those that are, building a business can't get sick. We can't get sick. Like, women just can't get sick. So I am fighting it. How is everyone today? Hey, Nicole. Hey, Corey. How are you? How are you today? It is Monday. A lot of people hate Mondays. I actually love Mondays. Mondays is a new start. Mondays give you a fresh slate. Every week you get to start over. Every week. Hey, Desiree. Every week you get to change something. Do something different. You didn't like the way your week ended? Change it. You don't like the way your life is going? Change it. Monday is just a breath of fresh air. Can I get an amen? Give me an amen if you agree with me. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's Monday, it's back to work, or oh, it's Monday, I just can't, I dread it and I just can't. But Mondays really are just an amazing time, because you can do whatever it is that you want to do with your week. You choose to get up and make that week whatever you want it to be, whether it be good or bad. You choose. So I was at GoPro 2018. How many of you were there? If you were there, drop me number 1. If you were not there but you would love to attend someday, drop me a number 2. I was at GoPro with Eric Worre. We had some phenomenal speakers. We had some phenomenal different lineups of panels, and we had some surprises. Let's see, we had Magic Johnson there. It was crazy, which, by the way, like, I mean, we all know, like, Magic Johnson has a ton of money, but man, that man is a businessman, and he knows what he's doing. So it was crazy what I was absorbing. I literally, like, I was in Vegas, y'all, like, Vegas, like, who loves Vegas? If you love Vegas, drop me number 3. So if you were at GoPro, you drop me number 1. If you want to go someday, you drop me a number 2. And if you love Vegas, you dropped me a number 3. If you love Vegas, drop me a number 3. Vegas is not all about partying. There's shows. There's all kinds of things that you can do. You can leave the casino, not be in the casino. You can totally food. Oh my gosh, the food. I love food. I can eat the whole time. I just want to eat. I just want to eat. So if you love Vegas, drop me number 3. I really love it. I love the food. And I didn't get to enjoy it. I got to the hotel, I checked in, and mind you, just a little, y'all want to hear my story, right? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to divert just a second and like squirrel it for a second. But here I am, like, I fly from Texas to Vegas. I'm a Texas girl, you know, like, I fly to Vegas, and this is what I don't pay attention to, is what's going on in Vegas right now. And if you are a country girl, you know exactly what I'm a total foodie too. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So I get off the plane, I'm like, if there's a lot, well, you know, I flew in from Texas, so the people on the plane would, naturally probably be from Texas, so that's cool. Get in an Uber, and I'm just freezing, that I'm not paying attention to everybody around me. I'm just freezing. I'm just wanting to get in the car. So I get to the hotel, I pull out my luggage. I'm like, I just gotta get to the room. I'm ready to go. Like, I gotta go. Like, I'm gonna meet people, which I'm gonna come back to me going by myself in a minute. But I was like, I just gotta check in. And then I finally like look around, and I'm like, okay, I just left Texas. Like, why do I feel like I'm still in Texas? Well, because the rodeo's going on. So everywhere I looked, there were some country boys and country girls everywhere. There were the cowboy hats. There's all that going on. And I'm like, what? Like, I left Texas to walk into this. I was cracking up. So, I mean, everywhere I turned, it was country. I'm like, this is a little weird. So I checked into my hotel, and the whole time I was there, it was room conference, room conference, room conference, little food conference. Like, it was ridiculous. But I absorbed so much, and it was so much fun. And I had a room with a big bath, and that was one thing. Even when I checked in, he's like, I'm going to see if we have a room available that you can check into now. I said, with a big bath. Like, I brought my bath bombs. It has to have a big bath. So I did get to take a nice bubble bath, or like a bath bomb in the jacuzzi tub, and really enjoyed myself there. So I did get a little bit of me time. So let me tell you what my biggest takeaway was. And it's not that you could leave Vegas and go find a bunch of country boys, but and a lot of really, really good food. But my biggest takeaway at GoPro, and there's so many, I'm sure I'll share some things with you along the way, is the one thing that sets us apart from the ones that want it, the ones that need it, the ones that make it in this business, to those who don't. How many of you want to know that? If you want to know that, drop me number 4. If you're ready for me to lay it out for you and tell you what really sets us apart, I'm ready to go. And I don't have notes. I don't have a script. For this, it was just plain Jane, off the cuff passion about this, because I've thought about it over and over and over again, and thought about it while I'm sitting in this conference, and thinking about it when we're eating and talking with my friends there, and then going to, you know, Lindsay, stop texting me. I'm trying to talk. You know, like, on the plane, everywhere I went, this is what just kept resonating over and over and over again. I'm sitting there around everybody, and the first thing that I can tell you is courage. Courage. You have got to be courageous if you want to be successful. Courageous in everything that you do. Now, courageous is very different than fearless, okay? You have fear. You just push through regardless of that fear. And that is something I don't think I had years ago when I started this. I mean, I've been doing this for almost 18 years and got real serious about it about 5-6 years ago. And I still don't think I had the courage that I have had in the last year and a half or so. And even it started about 2 years ago, but the courage just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I flew to Vegas by myself. I flew to Vegas by myself, staying in a room by myself to a conference that I really did not know anybody, okay? I had done a mastermind with Brian Fryer, and so I met some amazing top leaders, and I know the top leaders were all friends on Facebook, right? Okay, so I didn't know anyone. I didn't like, I feel comfortable with this person, like we're buddies, we've hung out a few times. I didn't know anybody. Not like that. Not that I could just call up and be like, hey girl, let's hang out. It wasn't like that. But it quickly became that, because when you're in a room or in an area where everybody's like-minded, everybody's got the same goals, it's very easy to adapt to that. How many of you have gone out and done something on their own, just being courageous? If you have, drop me number 5. Give me a high 5 if you've ever done that. If you are like, I don't know what you're thinking, you're entirely like crazy girl, give me the, like you can't believe that I did this by myself. But I did. And it was quite an experience. I fly on my own. I've stayed in my own places. It's not a big deal. But this was kind of a big deal, because it was a room full of thousands and thousands of people, and I'm showing up really not knowing anybody, not really knowing, am I going to sit with anybody that I know? I'm going to make friends. I'm going to have to get out of that introvert part of me and like really get extroverted real quick. It was definitely an experience. But the reason I did it was because I was courageous. Okay, and it's hard for me to say that, because part of me, like, I don't want to sit here, this isn't about me, okay? But it was the courage. I realized that I was scared. Excuse my language, but I was scared shitless. Like, getting on the plane and going over there and not knowing, am I gonna like these people? Like, I don't care if they don't like me, but am I gonna like them? Am I gonna be able to hang out with them? Am I gonna be able to sit with them? Am I gonna be able, like, I had an idea, and there were a lot of people that I did hang out with that I mean, everybody I hung out with was amazing. So, but I did, like, I had fear. There was a lot of fear there. but I was courageous and I did it anyways. I pushed through. So that's the first thing that really sets anybody apart from being successful and unsuccessful in this business, is that you have courage. You have fears and you face those fears. Hey, Megan. Hey, Jenny. You face those fears head on. You go through that darkness. You go through that fear. You feel it, but you keep doing it. I think that that could be the number one thing that really sets us apart. Now, I have a couple extra that I'm going to add, but I think that that's the biggest thing, is the courage to push through, the courage to feel the fear and still do the do. Like, it is so hard, and I don't know a lot of people who will do it, because once it gets scary, we are taught and we learn, like, our body tells us, whoa, you're going to go out on a tightrope. Like, you get to the edge of the thing and you're going to step on a rope and it's like, oh no, there's a fall down there. Like, I'm not going to step on that tightrope. I'm too scared. And so it's whether you have the courage to do that. It's that courage to step forward. Hey, Nikki, I was thinking about you earlier. You know, it's very hard to do that. You know, you hear all the time, like, just take a leap of faith. How many of you have heard that? You hear the whole take a leap of faith, drop me number 6. Have you ever heard the, like, oh, the first step is the hardest, and oh, just do. You hear all these, lots and lots of quotes, lots and lots of things based off of this, but it's so true. One of my favorite videos of all time is listening to Will Smith talk about his skydiving. And I have been terrified my entire life. Like, I would never go skydiving. How many of you have gone skydiving? If you've ever gone skydiving, drop me the plane. And if you think I'm crazy, drop me an X. And if you want to go with me, let's drop a 7. Like, I'm ready to go skydiving now. I would have never, even my husband knows, I would never, ever, ever even consider going skydiving. But Will Smith changed my mind because the more I will give you, yes, I will absolutely drop the link later. The more and he's done it several times in different interviews, but the more I thought about what he was saying, just resonated with me, because he talks about just getting on the edge of that plane. Like, oh my gosh, can you imagine the fear that just, like, breathtaking fear, just taking over your body, and to jump, to make that leap and that free fall. And I've heard it's the most incredible adrenaline rush, but it's not even about the adrenaline rush for me that I want to do it. It's the act of getting to that point where you just are, like, paralyzed with fear, absolutely nauseatingly paralyzed with fear, and you do it. Like, I got chills. Like, I'm getting, like, getting a little sick just thinking about it. I seriously got chills. Oh, I gotta, like, compose myself, because I'm picturing myself being right there at that edge and being paralyzed with fear. I don't think there's another way to say it. Like, just sick to your stomach, your whole body just, and you do it anyways. You jump. And then from what I've heard from everyone that's ever done it, who have talked about it, has said, like, that is such an amazing feeling, that free fall and this breathtaking and all the things that come. If you didn't get past that paralyzing feeling, you wouldn't know what the other felt like. Right? You wouldn't know what it was. And we're not talking about the ones that go wrong and, oh, you're going to hit the ground and splat. We're not talking about that, okay? Those that went right. We're talking about those that end right, that you did it the right way. But you can get up close to the edge and be paralyzed with fear, but what really sets us apart are those who actually do it, who have the courage to just do it. And it's incredible what you see, what you feel, and what the outcome is when you just do it. So one of the other things that really sets us apart, those who are successful with those who are not successful, is how much you allow others to affect you. If you are wanting to go skydiving and the people around you are saying, no, girl, no, that's scary, you're going to go splat and all that, like, are you going to allow their opinions of you or of what you're doing or of anything that's going on around you affect what you're going to do, what the outcome is going to be? Because if you are worried about what others think, this is not the business for you. Being in this industry is so difficult that if you can't stand on your own 2 feet and know what you want for yourself without somebody else telling you or dictating what you're going to do, say, do, speak, whatever, then you're not going to be successful. You have got to have some courage. have got to be able to stand up for yourself. Can I get an amen? Is that an amen or an amen? Give me some hands up. Like, you've got to be able to be like, I know who I am. I love who I am. And there's nothing that you're going to say that's going to change what I'm doing. I'm happy with what I'm doing. You've got to be able to forget about the naysayers. Forget about those who are going to cut you down. And let me tell you something. You know what, Jamie? You just said it. The naysayers don't pay your bills. They aren't the ones who are funding this dream. You know what? In some ways they are, because when they blast you on Facebook, people come look at you, or on social media of any sort. They come look at you. They come check you out. They figure out that you're not the evil person that they said that you were. And then they love you. And now you got more business. So if it's a naysayer, it's a naysayer. If they're a hater, they're a hater. Whatever. They're bringing you more business by bashing you. Ignore them. Who cares? Let them talk. If you can't let that just brush off your back and forget about the naysayers, forget about the negativity, forget about those people who aren't paying your bills, then you will not be successful. So that's my second thing. You are like, hell no. Hell no. Hey, Amber, I love you too. I literally don't give a crap what somebody thinks about me. Not anymore. And the moment that I got the courage and I got to the place where I don't care. And like I said earlier, if you caught what I said earlier, I said when I was getting to this, that I was worried whether or not I would like these people that I was going to meet, not whether or not they would like me. That was intentional. I said that intentionally because it's not about whether or not someone's going to like me, because I'm not going to change my ways. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am to a core. I'm going to change who I am for myself to be better. I'm going to change so that I can grow up and so that I can continue to flourish and so that I can continue to advance and be a better person. But I'm not going to change who I am to the core because somebody doesn't like it. Because somebody doesn't want me to do something. That's not how this works. So, number one, you've got to have the courage. If you don't have the courage, you're not going to be successful. The second thing is you cannot worry about what anybody thinks about you. You need to be happy with you. And if you feel like you're not 100% or you feel like you need to level up, freaking level up. Level up. Are you listening to me? Are you hearing what I'm saying? If so, drop me number 8. Like, if you understand what I'm trying to say, you need to drop me number 8. Literally, I did not like who I was. I did not like who I was. So what did I do? I leveled up. I poured into me. More personal development. What do I need to do? How do I need to do this? I didn't lose weight just by, going on some crazy diet. I worked my butt off. I didn't like who I was as a leader. I worked at it. I didn't like who I was as a recruiter. I worked at it. I didn't like who I was whenever I was selling. I worked at it. I didn't like being spammy. I stopped it. You have to level up for you, not for anybody else, for you. When I stopped spamming and I wanted to change my ways, my team did not understand it. My team got upset about it. My team was frustrated with me, and this is years ago. And they didn't understand what I was doing, what I was like. It was so hard for me to make this switch. It was hard for me to change what I was doing. It's been hard for me to do so many things step by step by step, but I did them because I had courage and I did not care what anybody else thought about what I was doing. I was going to do them because it was for me and not for them. Can I get an amen? I better get an amen down below. So those are the two, like a big thing. Have courage and don't care what anybody says. And the last thing that I will leave you with is the thing that sets you apart from those who are successful and those who are not successful in this industry is consistency and not giving up. Those are intertwined, that you have to be consistent and you can't give up. You've got to be consistent and you can't give up. The moment you give up, you wasted how many years? You wasted how many months? You wasted how much time? And I am not talking about you don't give up on your company or you don't give up on your product, because let's face it, sometimes you have to. Sometimes it's not for you. Sometimes things change in a company. Sometimes things change in a product. You hear me? Anybody ever experienced that? If you've ever experienced that, drop me number 10. If you've never experienced that and you have the best company in the whole wide world and you've never, ever had to change, drop me number 10, because you need a 10. You got a 10, a freaking 10 for that. But Honestly, at some point, things change. At some point, things are different. At some point, things are going to, y'all have never been in a company that something has gone wrong, that you just didn't feel good about your product or your service or something. Okay, been there before. Good, good. Okay, now I'm glad you got your home, but I wanted those who got it. If you have a 10, you've never experienced it. So those who have never ever experienced it, I mean, that's crazy, because we all go through something where we don't like the product anymore, or we don't like what's going on in the company, or something happens, right? Like something's just not right. And that does not mean that you are giving up, okay? I just want to be very clear with that. That does not mean you're giving up. Giving up on your dreams, giving up on you as a person, giving up on what you are wanting in your success. That's what I mean when I talk about that. So you've got to be consistent. You've got to be consistent in your actions. You've got to be consistent in selling. You've got to be consistent in recruiting. You've got to be consistent in everything that you do every single day. And you have also got to know that you are not going to quit. You can't. It doesn't matter if you're sick, you do it. You're consistent every day. Consistent, consistent, consistent. You don't stop. People know who you are. They know what you stand for. They know what you're doing, and you're consistent. Every single day you show up. Comment show up below if you're still on here. Show up. You don't give up, and you got to show up. Consistent, consistent, consistent. You've got to have the courage. You got to not care about those who don't pay your bills, and you got to be consistent. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you're a recruiting genius, if you love sales. I don't care if you're selling makeup, or you're selling healthcare, or you're selling happy coffee, or you're selling insurance, or you're selling dog poo. I don't care what it is. You show up every single day, and you do the actions, and you don't give up. That's how you make it. That's the secret sauce. People always want to know, what is the secret sauce? That is the secret sauce. Every single speaker that got up there at GoPro talked about adversities. So many adversities. That's a whole other live, because I could go on forever. Adversities. Every single person that's ever made it in this business went up against block after block after block after block after block after block. Are you getting it? And they kept going. They just kept going. It doesn't matter how many times you get hit. It doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down. What matters is that you get back up. If they knock you down 7 times, you're up 8. Knock you down 10 times, you're up 11. You don't stop. So, I absolutely love you guys. I hope that this was helpful. I would love to share more with you about what I learned at GoPro. If you would love to hear about the things that I've learned at GoPro, feel free to drop me I want more down below, and I will come live and share with you all the little tidbits if you'd love to hear it. And I hope you have an amazing week. Today is the start of a brand new week. So what you do with it is up to you. Love you guys. Have a good one. Bye.